all set to give their Sacramento fans something to cheer about. Welcome, everybody, to another presentation of the NBA Live on 2K Sports. With Doris Berg, Greg Anthony, and Hall of Famer David Aldridge, I'm Kevin Harlan. And our special guest at the broadcast table for this one, the celebrated Shams Charania. Hey, Shams, thanks so much for joining us tonight. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Kevin, thanks so much. Always fun to hang out with you and all your crew and talk basketball.
All right, I've told Doris and Greg and David, just buckle up because we are going to be on a great ride with you. Competition stacks up right now. Here's the latest edition of the Power Rankings. They tell a great story. You look at Boston. They've achieved some upward momentum, climbing to the 5th spot on the board.
Checking out Toronto, they've sure made a statement here early on, outpacing some teams that were expected to be better, owning that top spot and defending it with pride.
Here are the 5 for the Raptors. In at the forward spots, we'll see Barrett and Barnes. Tick is out there with Brown, and it's Olynyk in at the 5. Home in the paint. And for Sacramento, Monk on the wing, he's paired with DeRozan. Alex Len out there with Murray, and it's Fox in at the point. And it's the Kings to start out. To the middle, and DeRozan at the basket on the assist by Monk. And Shams, the whole Sacramento franchise has been transformed under former Coach of the Year Mike Brown. He has the keys to the city at this point, but can it continue, do you think?
Well, he's brought a great level of excitement and stability to the franchise. The team is competitive. They've got some young talent on this team. There hasn't been this much optimism in decades, and a lot of that is because of Mike Brown and the championship pedigree he's brought to this organization.
And they just signed him to a 3-year contract extension, so they have their sights on him for a while.
100%, and you know lifelong Kings fans have to be loving the stability first and foremost that he's brought, and this organization finally seems like they're on the track.
Well, that's coming with force. R.J. Barrett, nothing you can do to stop that.
And so here's Sacramento. First quarter of play, 1 minute played. Pass to DeRozan. Rebound by Olynyk. Well, it was the Raptors winning their last game against the Nuggets. All right, Shams, I know you can't reveal all your secrets, but how do you develop relationships with your sources, the players, the agents, the GM, the scouts all over the NBA?
It comes year after year. This has been something I've been doing for the better course of the last 15 years. So for me, it's about relationships, it's about daily communication, and making sure that I keep the trust, I keep the faith, and I keep a level of respect with everyone that I come across. Relationships are the name of the game, especially in the NBA.
Well, that's what I've heard about you. They trust you. So if they're going to confide, they know they can trust you. I would think that would be maybe the core of how you operate.
Trust and faith, and that develops early, not taking shortcuts. I'm very much for the long game.
Outstanding. And he can't get the first one.
Wow, what, did he have something in his eye on that shot?
Maybe. And he ends up missing both free throws. So Shams, when the league brought in that 65-game played rule, it sure seemed to motivate players to suit up.
Those awards aren't just about prestige, Kevin. They're about cold, hard cash. And every summer, we're going to see records set for the biggest contract in NBA history. Every summer that goes by, and that certainly has an effect on players wanting to play and players being in the lineup. Now with the 65 games played rule, there is an incentive for all NBA team and different accolades.
Yes, well said. Here's Fox. Following the basket by Scotty Barnes. And Fox is good for 3. Fox has got 5.
And at the arc, Fox has only gotten bolder. He takes threes without even thinking about it.
Unloads. And it's Barnes slamming it down.
How about the head of steam he's able to generate right there and just gets to the rack really easy.
And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. Three-pointer, Fox. Here's Len. It's hauled in by Brown.
And he's going to have a hard time shaking off that miss. Everything was going right. The dunk was lined up beautifully, but not to be.
Now here's Brown. And he finishes nicely on the layup. And things can get so intense when NBA rumors start flying, Shams. You know that. The teams are just kind of holding on sometimes for dear life. What is it like when you break a major NBA story like you've done numerous times?
It's like when your heart skips a beat, Kevin. It's like when you feel like you are in such a rush and there's a surge of excitement that hits every particle of your body. Every profession obviously has a big payoff, but everything happens so fast. But when it happens, it makes all the hard work worth it, but it certainly brings a great feeling, and I definitely get goosebumps to this day.
You get goosebumps, but the hard work you put in to get that story, I know what you guys go through. It is amazing the hours you spend.
365, 24/7.
We've got some t-shirts. We are going out right now.
Sacramento making some changes. Trey Lyles comes in from Earth, and it's Ellis in for Malik Monk. Hey, Shams, I know you're connected throughout the NBA into a lot of front offices, but have you ever thought about maybe shifting gears a little bit and working for a team?
There is always intrigue into something like that, Kevin, but I've seen how tough the environment can be, and honestly, it is really much more fun to be talking to you on this side of the media world and the media equation of the NBA. But listen, there's always intrigue with the front office.
And a lot of opportunities I know you're looked at, but thank you for your honesty in that one.
That's big time length and athleticism by Scotty Barnes, leaving no doubt.
The Kings trail by 3. It's Ellis on the wing. Back to Fox. With the drive. Yes, and it's Ellis picking up the assist. Fox has got 7 points in the game.
This guy is putting his fingerprints all over the game in this quarter. He has flat out dominated the offensive end.
Barnes against Lyles. And it's Barnes slamming it down.
And a big dunk there from a springy Barnes. He gets up fast there for the hammer.
There's a minute left in the first. DeRozan kicks to Len. Wants to get it to DeRozan and does. Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
He's just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
And a moment now to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Raptors.
Tons of points off penetration so far, guys. They're driving at will on the defense, just taking whatever they want.
And they've also shown dominance in the paint so far tonight, really putting the work in down low.
.51 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Mitchell passes to Olynyk. That one's in, his first shot this game.
Just no resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
DeRozan with it. He has 5. Again, the miss by the Kings.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Round down low. DeRozan's there. Boucher in the post. He's covered by Murray. Makes it off the glass.
And for Boucher, to me, it's about taking his time inside. When he does that, he's very effective.
Lyles sets a screen for DeRozan. Sacramento again missing. And so it's Scotty Barnes making things happen for the Toronto Raptors. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. We'll return shortly. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1/4 of action so far. And guys, what's your take on Toronto so far?
Well, you come in thinking they're going to settle for perimeter jump shots. Think again.
They've certainly made the commitment to pounding the basketball into the painted area, and boy, is it paying dividends.
Shams, you've been around the NBA for a long time now. Which players do you enjoy watching the most?
Greatness, especially the guys that are regarded among the greatest of all time, like LeBron James, like Stephen Curry, like Kevin Durant. You have to throw those in there. But this is a new era, a new crop. The Jason Tatums, Jaylen Browns, Nikola Jokic, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Have to throw Luka Doncic in there. You have Donovan Mitchell, you have Paolo Banchero, you have Tyrese Halliburton, you have Joel Embiid, you have Tyrese Maxey, Jimmy Butler, you have Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Anthony Edwards, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, Devin Booker, Zion Williamson, Anthony Davis, De'Aaron Fox, Victor Wembanyama. So let's not have anyone here left out.
All right, they're all fun to watch. So on the floor for Toronto to start this second quarter, we've got Chris Boucher. Mitchell is out there with Garrett Temple. And it's Abaji in at the 3. Here's McLaughlin after the Raptors pick up 2. Good on the shot. And you look at the way the league is moving now, Shams, are there less big trades than when you started or more?
Perhaps a little bit less, but listen, the league is trying to keep parity in this league and allow teams to be able to keep their homegrown stars. There's always going to be plenty of interest, and that level of interest, not only from players from competing teams, but fans' interest, it's never been higher.
And there's never any hesitancy, right? If a team feels they can get better, for whatever reason, and however they do it, I don't think there's any hesitancy to pulling the trigger.
Particularly when you're on the cusp of potentially winning a championship or competing, whether it's competing for a playoffs, competing for a title. If you can make one move that takes you from point A to point B, teams and general managers want to do it.
Well said.
Very versatile and offensive-minded big. Chris Boucher giving you a little bit of everything on that drive. Okay.
And here in the second, 2 minutes gone by. Lyles kicks to Murray. Let's go. Fernando pulls it in.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
Well, we can all agree nothing better than the atmosphere of an NBA game. So, Shams, I know it's hard to pick one, but is there a best crowd, a best atmosphere in the NBA that you've come across that you really appreciate?
The Warriors fans, I feel, even at their peak, they bring a different level of aura, of enthusiasm. Kevin, you've been to more arenas than I have in more celebrated times as well at different points. What's your favorite? What's your best NBA arena?
When that New York crowd is popping, that arena is second to none, man. It is sizzling. Like you, I love knowledgeable fans, right? They know the calls, they know the officials, they know the strategies, they know what a player can and cannot do. That, to me, is the best part about going in some of these arenas and feeling that the players, have made it to a point where the fans know exactly what they can and cannot do. Knowledgeable fans.
I'll take your word for it, but that just means I have to get out to a Knicks game ASAP.
some changes here for the Kings. DeMar DeRozan, he's checked in for Murph. Monk comes in for Kevin Huerter. And it's Fox in for Jordan McLaughlin. Sacramento with the ball. A 12-point game. They come in fresh off a win against the Heat.
And bottom line, they found ways to score. Credit the game plan going in. It was right on the money.
And that's not an easy environment to play in. To score at the rate they did on the road says a lot about their intensity and focus.
And now we've got some time to check in from the sidelines. You got for us, DA?
Hey, Kevin, this summer we saw the NBA break up its draft into 2 days. The next idea, a bigger break between the draft and the start of free agency. The common thread is giving front offices more time to strategize around these highly consequential decision periods, the NBA calendar. Kevin?
Interesting, DA. Thank you. The Kings making a switch here. McDaniels checked in. The Kings trail by 12. Now Fox. A 17-point game for him in the win against the Heat in Miami.
And even while he was piling up all those points, he still found a way to create chances for his teammates. The assists just kept on coming.
Now Barnes. Following De'Aaron Fox's three-point attempt. That one's not going to go.
Well, this is the kind of shot we've come to expect him to make. He's got to be upset with that one.
And that one, good. And it's 7 points for DeMar DeRozan.
So determined is DeRozan as he has piled up a ton of points in this league.
And Shams, what an absolute delight it has been having you courtside with all of us tonight. Thank you so much for taking time to join us. It has been a true pleasure.
Thanks so much for the invite. I can't wait to do it again sometime. I'm honored. I'm privileged.
Oh, we are going to hold you to that. Thank you again. Oh, wasn't that wonderful? Easy to see why Shams has so many sources around the game. He's so easy to talk to.
Yeah, it's all about relationships at the end of the day. When the conversations come easily, that suits his purpose as a reporter.
No idea why he's attempting so many outside shots. It's not his day, and he needs to either look to drive or get it to an open teammate.
34 seconds left to play here in the half. And Barrett slams it in.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. And so here's Sacramento. They trail by 14. Here's DeRozan, and finished off by DeRozan.
Oh, DeMar DeRozan gets off his feet in a hurry. I love it.
Raptors have gone 7 of 9 in their field goal attempts here in the second quarter. Pretty good offense. And again, it's R.J. Barrett. Barrett's got the lead up to 14 now for the Raptors. Up top, Fox. Covered by Mitchell. Fox, no good. And here is Olynyk. There's the triple. And the last second attempt does not go in for it. And so it's the Toronto Raptors with a 14-point lead as we bring the quarter to a close. They've got their field goal percentage to thank for that. They've been hot from all over the floor tonight. We'll get you back to the action after this break.
Fans, please direct your attention to center court. And get ready for the fan half-court shots. Give me a beat. They're thinking about the shot. One more time, a round of applause for the participants.
Thanks for stopping by, everybody. The story tonight, everything, and I mean everything, is working well for the Toronto Raptors.
Well, they're playing bully ball inside, so much so that
Shaq, I'm gonna let you take it.
Oh, yeah. 1-2. 1-2, 1-2 in the place to be. Most definitely, they seize the paint like a MIC. Me and Ernie and Kenny.
Moving on now to discuss the small forward clash that we saw in the first half of this one.
When you have two players going at each other like this, it becomes a point of pride. That's when the sparks fly. That's when it gets interesting.
For us and for the fans watching. Thank you for being with us. Now let's send it to Kevin Harlan for the second half tip.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. Nice game. Great performance by R.J. Barrett.
Yeah, and just look at the numbers from the first half. He has been very efficient.
I think they've taken their time. They've showed incredible patience. It's a sign of a well-coached ball club.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next two quarters are any different from the first two. So far, it has been a runaway. DeRozan and Murray slot in at the small and power forward. Fox is at the point, Monk out on the wing. And it's Len in at the 5. So that's the 5 in the game for Sacramento. Doris, I know the NBA is considering using technology to help officiate out of bounds and goaltending. Do you have a problem with that?
You know, Kev, at the end of the day, I think it is about getting the calls right. If there's a way to lift the load off these officials, even if it's around the margins, why not try it?
And that quick shot by Fox is something you know he has worked on religiously. Nice finish.
Barrett against DeRozan. And Barrett slams it in.
And no surprise here, right? This guy is not only a gifted player, but he is so smart on the offensive end.
Second half just getting started, about a minute played. Monk outside. Murray gets to DeRozan. No good with the triple.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
Left side, Brown. There's the drive. Up and in on the layup. Brown's got his second bucket tonight.
That's Bruce Brown, just being aggressive on the drive. Put it on the deck and get to work.
For the Sacramento Kings, GA, the expectations for this group have risen.
Well, it was about just making the playoffs for this franchise and breaking that drought. Now, Kevin, it's about advancing in the postseason. Just getting there isn't good enough.
And so it's Mike Brown here calling timeout. He's going to have a discussion here on the sideline.
Then you know what to do. Show us those dance moves. Come on. Oh, we have the answer here. No. Let's see it.
Chance to look at stats for Brown. How he did last season. Averaged about 11 points a game, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. And it's nice to be able to bring someone with his defensive skill set off the bench.
I think, in fact, to win a championship, you usually need a guy like this on your roster.
Third quarter here, over a minute and a half into it. Brown against Fox. The shot will not fall.
That's 1 for their first 4 to start the second half.
Olenek the pass to Dick. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
Oh, he is a highlight reel unto himself, guys.
That could be a contender for the dunk of the year, I think. And that last look brought to you by the AT&T 5G Slam Cam. And so Fox will bring it up for the Sacramento Kings. 19-point game. Pass to Monk. Right side to Rosen. Good ball movement here by the Kings. Nice move. Fox, no good.
Only 20% shooting in this quarter. They need to settle down and relax a little bit here.
And for De'Aaron Fox, his three-point shooting, Greg, has come a long way.
In his rookie season, he only shot 30% on 2 attempts per game. But his volume and efficiency have both gone way up, and it's made him much more dangerous offensively. I'll tell you, it's one thing to do this at home, another to do it in a hostile environment.
Boy, just sheer dominance, the ability to step into enemy territory and flat out take over. This is impressive.
Now here's Murray. Over to the wing. They need this. Another miss by Fox.
Yeah, and they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive.
Barnes against Murray. And the dunk by Barnes.
And everything is dropping for them. Terrific second half run.
And I think it's been all about their offensive efficiency, shooting the lights out in this quarter.
And so it's Mike Brown here calling timeout. Looking for a breather and maybe just 1 or 2 things to talk about. Ellis, he's checked in for Monk. And now it's a look at the 2K leaderboard with the list of the NBA's best fast break teams from a season ago. Number 1, the Raptors.
Do they love to run? I mean, nobody did it better. They would get out in the lanes and push the ball even after makes.
Third quarter of basketball here and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. Pass to Len. And here is Fox. Back to Len. And the dunk by Len.
And dropping the sledgehammer there, he curbs a 10-0 run by the Raptors.
Raptors leading by 21. Here's Fernando. Good, and it's Mitchell picking up the assist. Fernando's got 6 points.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Ellis surveying the D. A pass to Fox. No good from outside.
He is just not taking smart shots out there, a pattern he has fallen into tonight.
Here's Abaji. 32 seconds left here in the third quarter. And he comes up with the deuce.
And this offense is in a perfect rhythm, and you can see how they're finishing their plays.
Well, what great game planning, what great execution. It doesn't get much better than this.
Now here's Murray. Back to Fox. And a miss there on the triple.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
Here's Fernando. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
An incredible reverse throwdown. Excellent body control.
And guys, I'd even go as far to say that was a punctuation dunk. And so it's the Toronto Raptors rolling along with a 27-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. From the field, they have been outstanding, amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. Back right after this. How about a look at today's State Farm assist of the game?
And definitely deserving of the prize tonight. How about the read he made here? Looking like a point guard, putting the pass right on the money.
He's got the size to survey over the top of the defense and find the open man. That was beautiful.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. So for Toronto right now, they've got Garrett Temple, also Mitchell out there, and it's Fernando in at the pivot spot manning the middle. The shot by Monk is no good.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
Mitchell against Ellis. Here's Abaji. From down in the low post, it goes. Abaji's got the fourth quarter started here with a bucket for the Raptors. The drive by Ellis uses the glass to finish the layup. Now here's Mitchell. And it seems a new era is upon us, GA. A lot of young stars and young teams vying for the status of household names.
Kevin, the casual fans might have to update their frame of reference, right? Especially since a lot of these new stars are playing in smaller markets.
And here are the Kings now, after Toronto picking up the basket just moments ago. Files a screen on Boucher. Here's DeRozan, and DeRozan throws it down.
Well, the handles of DeMar DeRozan taking center stage there. How about the ball skills? Taking advantage of those and converting.
Just over a minute and a half played here in the fourth. Out to the right wing. Here's Abaji. He's defended by Herter. It's rebounded by Herter. For Sacramento, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. And the basket by DeRozan. 13 points for DeMar DeRozan.
Boy, he's been cooking, but the teammates, he's just not getting a lot of support from them.
Pass to Boucher. Lays it up off the glass.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. Ellis wide open. Good. And it's DeRozan picking up the assist.
What a beautiful stroke from range. Defensively, you've got to try to take him out of his comfort zone.
Pass to Abaji. Well, when you talk about the NBA going global, the last 6 MVPs, Doris, as you know, all international players.
Kevin, what I love about this is the NBA wants the best players, regardless of where they come from. There's a time where American players just dominated that award for years and years. Fact of the matter is, it's good for the game to get the baddest, best players in the world, and we've done that.
And the Raptors with the ball, following the three-point attempt by DeRozan. Boucher against DeRozan. Mitchell outside. Clock at 6. The Raptors need to get a shot off. Here's Temple, and good. That's a friendly bounce off the right side of the rim.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for Toronto.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, but an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And they took charge when it counted, and they'll be notching their 9th win overall.
And with this win, it gives them a sweep of the season series, even though it's just a brief 2-gamer.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for R.J. Barrett.
No doubt he came to play tonight. This guy has been aggressive and effective.
Now, here's Boucher. Monk grabs the board.
Going for that shot in that situation is something that isn't going to help the offense.
And in a way, by taking that one, he's bailing out the defense. It's just too easy to stop.
Here's DeRozan. Lets it go. Here's Lyles. And it's off from three-point range. And they can just let the clock run out here.
Cannot argue with the W.
Mitchell passes to Abaji. Back to Mitchell. Here's Abaji. In the corner, it's Boucher. Pass to Temple. Over Monk. Can't get it to fall. And so Toronto takes this one, but by a big margin. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Alder, this is Kevin Harlan along with our terrific 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. But first, let's reveal our player of the game, R.J. Barrett.
Hood no aspirin, can't get rid of my pain with aspirin. Dave just came in.